Shalom and welcome to Jewish Life, the show about people and issues in Judaism and some secrets you missed out in Hebrew school. Happy Chanukah and welcome to the season of lights, of joyous and being extremely happy and spreading that light throughout the world. My name is Mordechai and I am filling in for Rabbi Katzman, who fortunately enough is actually on his way to the moon to light our first Chanukah Menorah, and hopefully that'll take place. In the meantime, to help us spread that light throughout the world, I have our esteemed guest, Rabbi Schmuckler, on my far left. On my closest left, I have Rabbi Hirsch, and on my right, I have Rabbi Chaim Miller, who is author and translator of many Hasidic texts. And what we have here is actually a parade which happens during Chanukah, which blows out the world with light. This idea of light on Chanukah, spreading it out to every part and every corner of the world, and the amount of organizations which go into making different projects around the world in all the different communities is amazing how large it gets. And to help us understand all of this, I'm going to ask Rabbi Schmuckler to explain to me the Chanukah Menorah parade that we have in New York, a very large parade indeed. What is it all about? I mean, what are we trying to do over here? What are we trying to show to all the people out there?
Well, the parade we have in New York is only one of the parades which we have worldwide. The parade is actually, we have mitzvah tanks, which are motorhomes, RVs, which are transformed to become mitzvah tanks. And on them we have menorahs for Chanukah, and they're equipped with small menorahs in there to give out to different people.
So it's not just menorahs on the actual vehicles. You have menorahs inside and paperwork and stuff that you're willing to share with the people to bring them more knowledge to them about Chanukah.
We have literature all about Chanukah in there that anyone that comes approaches, or we approach them even, is gonna be given a Chanukah menorah to light at home wherever he might want. But
it's interesting you say we approach them. The people that you approach, what do they think of this whole light issue? Candles and this interesting looking menorah. I mean, they've seen it before, but it's an interesting concept.
Well, sometimes you meet people who unfortunately forgot that it's even Chanukah in the world, and they're happy to be reminded, and they say, "Oh, it's Chanukah," and they're so happy to see that that the holiday is approaching, the holiday is already here.
It's that joyous time they remember as a kid, with the Chanukah menorah and the dreidels, the spinning of the dreidels, and all the fun they used to have as a kid.
Yeah, and besides for the mitzvah tanks, which we have going around the entire New York area, we also have 300 car menorahs, which are cars that have menorahs on top of them, that when they drive down the street, people can see physically. We're bringing the light physically throughout the entire New York area.
That's definitely something that catches your eye, that's for sure.
Yeah.
That's quite an amazing thing. Let me ask you, Rabbi Hirsch,
yes.
This Chanukah Menorah parade, it doesn't just happen overnight. I mean, this is quite an organization. This is a very large, as you said, there's many hundreds of menorahs going out there on the vehicles. How does such a thing get together?
That's correct. Well, it takes a lot of manpower and a lot of organization. We could work months on preparing the Chanukah holiday. Preparing the holiday meaning what we're going to get out there. What we're working on this year is a grand parade of 300 cars
it's
with
interesting
menorahs.
The holiday itself is not a short holiday.
No, it's 8 days.
It's 8 days. It's quite a lot of organizing to do.
That's true, and we want to keep the cars on the road throughout the 8 days. Now we're also we organize a parade, an annual parade, which goes down Fifth Avenue in Manhattan, 300 cars, and as
is
Rabbi
Fifth Avenue only, or where does it?
The parade, we gather together in front of the Lubavitch World Headquarters, 770 Eastern Parkway, 300 cars, 50 mitzvah tanks, as Rabbi Schmuckler explained, and we go together with a New York City motorcade escort.
So it's the government's helping
the police department is very involved, the New York City Police Department, the mayor's office works very close with us to get this project on the road and to keep it organized and move fast. You're forgetting this is gridlock time. This is in December where everyone's out there shopping.
Right.
And we're coming in, they're closing down Fifth Avenue. We start at Eastern Parkway, we go down Flatbush Avenue, they close the Manhattan Bridge for us. Imagine 350 vehicles moving through.
So this is definitely one large
tanks
project.
Into the city.
Yes.
And then we go down up Houston, we turn on to 6th Avenue, go all the way up to 59th Street.
Wow.
Past Macy's, past everywhere.
You're hitting the main roads.
The main roads. They close down 6th, then we turn at Central Park. We come down 5th Avenue, And this is an amazing thing because gridlock
Very,
is
very large event and happening at such a great time to spread that light out. I mean, what better place and what better time to do it? New York City. And I'm sure everyone who sees it has plenty of friends all around the world that would tell them. It's interesting you say this concept of the Menorah parades actually takes place where I come from.
in fact.
And you know, it's interesting that they do it all over the world.
Yes,
I mean,
in fact, I had a woman come over to me with her 4-year-old kid last parade last year, in middle of Chanukah. As we're coming through Fifth Avenue, we're holding about car number 222, and she was so touched. I'm in Manhattan, and there's jingle this and bells that, and this guy's dressed up like this, and my kid thinks it's Purim, and she's like, "Who's this and who's that?" And that's not for us. That's
Don't
not
mix
our
up the
holiday,
holidays.
right? And there's just no sign of anything here. So we're so grateful and thankful. And that's all due thanks to the Lubavitcher Rebbe, who said that we have to go out there and reach every last person on the street. It is the holiday of spreading light, and it is important for all of us to spread the light. But who thought of every last person there on the street, or in Texas, or in Japan?
it's all over the world. I mean, we're
That's
doing
true.
Hanukkah menorahs. I mean, they put parades all over the world. There's one.
We
takes
actually
place.
assist them. We assist all the parades throughout the world.
So it starts from the headquarters.
Starts in headquarters. We send them the signs. We send them the menorahs. We tell them the know-how, how to do it, how to work with their government officials all over the place.
So this amazing thing which goes right around the world also takes place, actually, believe it or not, where I come from, which is Sydney, Australia. And
them
over
too.
there, that starts off from New York. And over there, the tanks and the cars run down the roads over there. And it's the most amazing sight to see. Rabbi Miller, please, we understand now this concept of the parade, but what are we trying to do over here? Spreading this light. What's so good about this light? What light, kind of light are we trying to spread over here, and why spread the miracle of Chanukah? I mean, what's wrong with keeping it in the house? I mean, why does it have to come out?
This light of Chanukah represents the light of purity, the light of Judaism, the light of holiness, which is something you would probably think needs to be kept in the synagogue. In the synagogue we're holy, in the home we're holy, but whoever thought of taking out into the street, into Manhattan, where, we know what goes on in Manhattan, whoever thought of bringing a mitzvah, an act of religion and purity, an act of godly worship in the middle of the street? How does that make sense? The fact is, though, that was the very purpose for which the menorah, the lighting of the menorah, was instituted. The Talmud states that we light the menorah for Pirsumin Nissa, which means to publicize the miracle. And this was always done in Jewish history. At the beginning, when it was first instituted, this was done outside. People
So
would
it started off that way.
started off that way. In fact, many in Jerusalem, in places in Israel today, it's still done outside the door. That was the way it started off.
Like we're always told, whenever we light the menorah, we were always told, we should light it by a window or a door that everyone can see outside, that way we can spread that light outwards.
Absolutely. Well, really, the window is plan B. Really, you're supposed to do it outside.
First start with the door, then if you can't, then you go to the window.
Exactly. But unfortunately, the Jewish people, we've been a persecuted people. We've been a people who have not been allowed to practice our religion in public.
I guess it's because we spread so much light, we're still around. I mean, after all, isn't that the whole idea?
Of course the light keeps us around, but whether we can spread light or not, we're always going to be around. The Jewish
always
people, however much the nations tried to extinguish the different
Those are
cultures
God's
we live
people.
in, we persisted. We persisted with the menorah inside. But now we're living in a time of religious freedom. And so now there's no reason to keep it inside anymore. We're able to actually fulfill this custom, this mitzvah, in a way that it's supposed to be done. And when you haven't been able to do something for a long time, the way you have to respond is to the other extreme.
Go for it.
Of course, a lot of people say, well, we lit the menorah outside the door, but why do you have to take it in the middle of Manhattan?
Right.
Well, for hundreds...
350 cars.
I mean, that's
cars
that's doing it
all
all
over
the
the
way.
world.
I mean,
The answer is that, we've been forced to keep this inside for so long. Now it's the time to redress that balance and to bring it right out into the street and to ignite that Jewish pride, the pride which had to be kept indoors. Now it's time the Jewish people are able, thank God, we're able to feel Jewish pride not only in the house, in the synagogue, but in the street as well.
right. Rabbi Miller, an amazing concept over here of spreading the lights. To understand more, we will find out more about this amazing thing after this break.
It was the bold encouragement offered by Moses
to a nation yearning for freedom.
Yes, we can.
It was the phrase.
It was a phrase that kept our hopes alive
during history's harshest times.
Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
It was spoken
Defiantly
to those wishing to stamp out religious freedom.
Yes, we can.
Oh, yes, we can.
When triumph seemed beyond reach,
God's miracle was not.
In hidden caves, attics, and cellars,
His people courageously whispered,
yes,
he can.
This was the message that God sent to the world.
When a small team of Maccabees vanquished an entire army.
Restoring unity, freedom, and hope.
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
and was the comforting answer
To the girl in communist Russia who wondered,
will the menorah ever openly shine in my life?
Yes, we can.
yes,
On Hanukkah, we celebrate freedom.
We celebrate with pride.
we celebrate in public.
In the open.
In the open.
Because we can.
Because we can.
Because we can. Whether you lit the menorah last year
20 years ago,
or never before.
Celebrate this Hanukkah with family.
celebrate with Chabad.
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 To locate Hanukkah events near you or around the world, visit Hanukkah.org and enter a city or zip code.
Start lighting your menorah
Sunday evening, December 21st.
and let the flame of freedom
Speak for herself.
Yes, we can.
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 כן, אנחנו יכולים.
Yes, we can.
Mashiach, Mashiach. Mashiach, Mashiach, Mashiach.
And we're back with the Chanukah joy and excitement that's going to be taking place throughout the week. And Rabbi Schmuckler, this Chanukah parade that that takes place every single year in New York, it takes place in New York, but I mean, we know that this Chanukah parade takes place, different Chanukah parades all over the world. Where do you reach? How many places around the world?
Well, we have the main parade, I would say, is, again, Lubavitch's main headquarters is here in New York, so it's in New York. But we have parades anywhere, almost anywhere in the entire world. From in Moscow, Russia, they have a parade. They have a parade in Australia, Sydney, in Melbourne. You have parades.
Does China get one too?
China, they have Bangkok, Thailand. They put menorahs on those scooters, you know, and they even put a menorah in Venice. They have it on boats. They have a parade with boats in Venice.
Right.
And we assist all of them.
We help them out.
They look at New York and they're not as big, but they look out and to get ideas.
I mean, in London, England, you have, I think, 200 cars close to us.
They're close?
They're very close, but in London, England, I mean, we're basically, besides for all these parades and cars and mitzvah tanks and everything, I mean, every Chabad center anywhere in the world has a public menorah lighting, wherever they might be.
In the malls, at the capitals,
right?
You know, the governor's mansions.
Right. I mean, I mean, I've been around a little bit to some of these organizations, and they have these events that take place throughout Chanukah. They have a night where the kids come and the parents come and the whole family gets together to celebrate this amazing. I mean, Chanukah to me, Chanukah probably was one of the most exciting things. I mean, it's fun. We sat there. We always used to play the dreidel and to spin the tops, and we used to get don't forget the
Chanukah geld.
The Chanukah geld, that's right. We always made sure that our parents gave us the money from the little portions that they would give us, and don't forget also all the fun we used to eat, all that
latkes,
the latkes and the
donuts,
and the donuts, and which actually, incidentally, Rabbi Miller, what the idea of latkes and donuts. I mean. What happened in Chanukah that latkes and donuts? I mean, it's all good. We love the food, but nothing better than sitting down to some nice, good food. But what latkes and donuts?
The latkes and donuts are oily foods because Chanukah is a celebration of oil. The miracle of Chanukah happened in the Holy Temple with oil, and to commemorate that, we eat oily foods. That's the simple level.
So they're in oil. We go for it.
That's the simple level. The Hasidic.
What's with watching your diet?
Well, that's going to be a problem during Chanukah. We're going to have to skip a week there or something like that.
We'll be on the treadmills a week after Chanukah.
Exactly, that's it. If we're not on the treadmills while we're trying to run after those Chanukah cars, to see the people.
You don't have to run after us. We'll find you.
Oh, they'll find us. Don't worry about that one. Yes.
But the oil, according to the Hasidic thought, the Kabbalistic thought, there's a much deeper message to the oil, and that is, if you get a cup of water and you put oil, a little bit of oil in it, the oil comes to the top, and however much you shake that, it's never going to mix together. The oil always separates off.
Always comes to the top.
And that teaches us that there's about a level of purity. That in all of our hearts, every single heart, we have a level of purity, that we want to do the right thing for the right reason. Not for commercial reasons, not for financial reasons, not because we want to show off. So
you're not just going out there to make these Chanukah menorah parades for commercial reasons?
No, not at all. It's to the contrary. We're trying to show the message of oil is that everyone has purity, everyone has oil. Oil doesn't mix. Of course we mix with society, of course we're involved, we're going out into the street.
Right.
But there's a part of us, there's a part of it inside every single Jewish soul, inside every single Jew, which is oil, and that never mixes. That's the message of Chanukah.
And that won't ever go away.
It's actually interesting, we would have loved to make all 300 menorahs out of oil, but you know how dangerous that is, and the fire department would never allow us to do that.
Not out of Manhattan, that's
You know what, actually in Italy, the boats, I was involved in a parade there with boats. They called us up and we went down, we helped them out to set it up one year, and we did it with real oil. We had those boats because, the water, nobody was worried about any fire departments coming in. We had the water as much as we needed on the boats, and it was great. We had the big menorahs out of the actual oil. But usually here we substituted and we put electric bulbs.
Right. Very nice.
But as he was saying, the lightings at all the capitals. There was a big menorah lighting, 5,000 people with Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Right. Where did that take place?
In Sacramento. Right on the governor's, the Capitol Hill.
Well, I know they have a lighting on the lawn of the White House. They do one there.
Right. There's a big menorah at the White House Park right there. So they're all over now. At Chabad, they're trying to estimate how many people are touched through these Chabad.
Well, we're talking,
we're well into the millions.
It's
I mean,
amazing.
we're talking, and in that, in the 20, 30 million number, it's just enormous. How many? Every community has 1,500. 6,000 people getting together, but that number adds up, and this is all the Rebbe's message, to just reach out to every simple person, from the most important, from the governor, to the simple person. That is what the Rebbe wants us to reach out to him, spread the light, and bring him in, and make him part, and let him enjoy Judaism and Chanukah, and bring it down to their level for them to understand and enjoy what it's all about, and to take it back to their family, and to make it affect their lives.
So Chanukah is a time for all of us, not just the kids, not just the husbands and the wives to sit back and watch the kids. They should get involved. It's for a whole family. It's for the grandparents. It's for every single person to get involved. You should get out there and enjoy the Chanukah season.
It's interesting. What you have here in this book is the menorah lightings throughout the world. It used to be in 770. They still have it today, actually. They have in 770. It's called the Chanukah Live. And what they do is they simultaneously light menorahs throughout the world. Sydney, Australia is linked with Jerusalem, which is linked with Bangkok, Thailand,
and the Western Wall.
Which is linked with the Western Wall and 770 Lubavitch World Headquarters. And you see all these menorah lightings. Just in that itself, you have over 2 million attendants. And people, you see how all over the world they're lighting, and how important it is in all these big capital cities. How we're bringing and spreading the light to every city and every language, with every culture.
Right.
Well, last year they had the first dreidel spun in space. That they had.
That's right. I remember seeing that.
On the space station, that he actually spun the dreidel, and I guess with the gravity, with the gravity.
A little hard to play the dreidel.
It just keeps on spinning.
You never lose, never win, huh?
Yeah.
One of those games which you definitely want to be part of.
That's actually the message we're trying to bring. He said it never stops spinning. After Chanukah, everything we take from this wonderful holiday, put aside the latkes and the dreidels, but everything else, all the spirituality we take, should keep us going throughout the year. The light should pump us.
There's another message, a beautiful message behind the light. And that is, if you take a little candle into a dark room, it'll light up the whole room. And this is the idea which the Alter Rebbe, the founder of Hasidic thought, taught. A little light dispels a lot of darkness.
Right.
And you turn on the news, you see what's happening in the world, and you can ask yourself, well, what good is my little good deed? Is that going to make any difference? A little bit of good. There's so much darkness representing all the not good things and all negative things. There's so much darkness out there. Could I make a difference? Is it really worth trying to be good? And so Chanukah teaches us, it's when it gets dark, we take out the menorahs.
That's
into the
when
street
you need to be
to show there's this big street and it's so dark, but our little bulb on top of the car, our little bit of light, that makes a difference. And that's pushing away the darkness.
We definitely need it in this time and age where all we need to solve all these Chanukah miracles, which we have to turn into our daily miracles. Look out for the signs and posters around New York for the Chanukah parade. It goes through Manhattan, one of the biggest parades around the world. And don't forget, if you have friends anywhere in any part of the world, ask them. Ask them if they see it.
We have actually a very big parade now. We just helped start about a couple of years ago in South Africa.
South Africa.
180 cars get together, vehicles with big menorahs, supply them with the menorahs, and there they go. They're all over the place. So even in Africa, we have parades going on.
All over the place. The animals get to join in also with the parade?
Wherever it is. No. South Africa's pretty civilized.
Take it on a safari.
They actually have a Chanukah menorah on an elephant. They actually do. Just like the old days from the Greeks. I've seen pictures of actually putting a menorah on top of an elephant.
Wow. That's the way to go, and we would definitely spread that light as far as it can go. And to all our viewers out there, please, if you want anything about Chanukah, to know about Chanukah, to any flyers or brochures to do with any of the events that are taking place around your area, give us a call at A Cable to Jewish Life, and we will help you out with all your needs regarding Chanukah. And to all our viewers out there, have a happy Chanukah, and enjoy the Festival of Lights, and make sure to spread your little light to any way you possibly can to touch any person's soul throughout the world. Until next time, we wish you bracha v'atzlacha and all the best.
Mashiach, Mashiach, Mashiach. Mashiach, Mashiach, Mashiach. Mashiach, Mashiach, Mashiach. Mashiach, Mashiach, Mashiach. יחכה לו בכל יום שיבוא שישמע עם כל זה יחכה לו בכל יום שיבוא שיבוא אני מאמין באמונו שלי